Hi, I'm Katie Couric, and welcome to Eye to Eye. There's a new target in the cell phone market as more and more kids go mobile. But grown-up phones mean grown-up phone bills that often come as a nasty surprise to parents. Richard Schlesinger spoke to one dad who came up with his own solution. He started a parent-friendly cell phone company aimed specifically at kids.
How are you guys different from other phone companies?
Well, the essential part about KaJit is that we're the only phone company built entirely from a kid's point of view. We really put kids at the middle of everything we do. We think about how they live, what they want, what they need. At the same time, we're very thoughtful about it. The company was founded by three dads who wanted to make cell phones work for their own kids. And that forced us to confront all the issues every parent really faces when they're trying to figure out what's the right way to use mobile technology for their kids.
And so what does that mean, having a built from a kid's perspective?
It means having the right applications, the right games, the right entertainment things as well, but also ways to help kids manage the use of the phones. Kids and parents share a lot in common. They don't want, neither one wants the phone to ring during math class. Neither one wants to have an endless stream of text messages from the school bully. So we've enabled parents and kids to together negotiate their own capabilities on this phone. You can go to the internet and take a KaJit phone and make it so that that phone is custom to you, so that you could manage the time of day when calls are made or texts are sent. You can manage who calls in or who calls out. And then you can set up wallets, a parent wallet and a kid wallet, so you can manage spending, so you can limit, you won't get the $400 phone bill. We don't think that, we're not in the business of making sure we take as much money as we can from families. We want to make sure that there's a good technology service available for kids and families so that they can balance that spending the way they need to.
How big a market, well, who is your market, first of all?
Right. Well, it depends on where a kid is in their social emergence, truly. So I might tell you that we look at the market between 8 and 16, and our sweet spot is around 11 to 14. But really, truly, it depends on that child, every individual child, and have they socially emerged? Are they communicating with friends? Are they traveling from event to event around town? Do they have a tricky logistics schedule? And it's really for that kind of market. We're watching the median age of cell phone acquisition drop considerably in the U.S. Between the ages of 8 and 14, about a third of kids have phones today.
A third?
About a third, yes. And it's the trends.
That seems to me to be a large number.
It is a large number, yes. There are about 4 million kids of each age, so it's millions of kids. We're talking upwards of 6 million kids.
And so what do you do to reach that market?
Well, we are building a brand. We are sharing our messages about what's interesting and relevant about KaJit for kids. So we have our dudes, and the dudes are universal extraction, if you will, of attributes that almost every kid shares, whether they like sports or music or they're into they like to skateboard, but also about their social relationships. So we seek to appeal to them with regard to our relevancy. We are building a brand. With parents, we reach them more with how do you manage spending? How do you avoid making a long-term commitment? How do you make it so you can be sure that if your child downloads a ringtone or a game, that it's not going to be over the edge when it comes to appropriateness for that child?
How about the cost of downloading the ringtone?
That's why we've made available to families to set up phone allowances using our walleting system so that they can manage the spend. You can't spend money you don't put in. So that's because we've used a pay-as-you-go service, you put the money in and then you can have the child use that in their wallet and learn some responsibility along the way.
Can a parent say no ringtones?
Yes.
No downloads?
Yes. A parent has the ability to basically turn off all those downloadable features. So they could say no data services at all, and they could make a KaJit phone just make phone calls and just do text messaging if they chose to do that.
People are nervous about people who market to kids that young. Were you nervous about getting into this business?
I would say I gave it a lot of thought, and where I came down on it was that mobile technology is going to sweep young America. And I told you that between a third of kids between 8 and 14 have cell phones. It's our belief that within 3 or 4 years, 2/3 of them will. And that even just a little further than that, that mobile computing platforms, because that's really what a cell phone is, will be nearly ubiquitous among school-age kids. Whether it's there to help with homework or communicate in and between families, whether it's there to help kids and parents feel more safe, whatever your reason is, it's going to be there. So we didn't see, as we looked at the market, that we were going to stop that, but we thought we could have a big impact on it in a positive way. So we said, how can we, a bunch of technology-oriented parents, basically take the sophisticated mobile technologies and put them into a service package that was relevant for kids and that parents would always find thoughtfully done. Now, again, we don't believe every child should have a cell phone. Every family is making that decision now. But I guarantee you that across America, more and more children are getting them, and they're getting them at younger ages. We don't believe we started that trend. We believe that will happen of its own course. We thought to ourselves, how can KaJit make a positive difference to make that technology relevant to kids and thoughtful from a parent's perspective?